I worked with my mother in the North Tower. She worked on the 73rd floor. I worked on the 65th. She looked young, so everyone would say, "Oh, you work here with your sister." And it's like, no, that's my mom. But then, sometimes my mom would like really be my mom instead of like my coworker or friend, and she would give me that look or a stern talking to. And then to have coworkers sometimes see that, that was it was actually fun. It was funny. My mom was the type that she would be the mom to other people. So I would have coworkers come to me like, "Don't let your mom see us." So it was fun. I really liked it. On September 11th, I decided that I would get my mom a coffee and go to her office and surprise her. So I waited in line, got the coffee, got one for my mom, and I proceeded to go upstairs to her office. And as I was going towards the elevator, I saw two of my coworkers, Dan and Margaret, in the elevator, and they were smiling and laughing. And I just wondered, like, what are they laughing about? What's so funny? Why are they so happy? So I tried even more to catch up with the elevator, and then it closed. As soon as the elevator doors closed, there was like this violent shake in the building. And then there was this voice, a male voice, saying, "We have to leave this floor. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's get out of here." And when we get to the lobby level, we open a door to go out. And as we're going out, there are firefighters coming in. And there's an officer saying, get outside the building." And as people are coming out, I'm looking for my mom. I still had her coffee in my hand because I was just, I had a grip on that coffee as if it was like my baby. And I was just holding on to it, and looking for my mom, looking for my mom. And then two of my coworkers came to me and they're like, "We have to get away from the building. Let's walk away from the building." And as we were walking, someone ran by us and said, "The building is falling. The building's gonna fall." I was looking around to see like what building is falling because it could not be the World Trade Center. We went into a store, and as soon as we got into the store, it was like we heard this loud boom, and then we like dust and this heavy smoke came into the area. It was so thick you couldn't see through it. You couldn't even see across the street. And I kept praying that my mom would be saved. After several hours, I finally made it back to New Jersey, and I called my mom's house. I didn't get an answer. And then I called my grandmother's house. The only thing I could say was, "Did you hear from my mom?" That my mom called. And she said no. And I just remember hanging up. I didn't even know if I had a conversation with her. And when I got to my mom's house, the porch light was off. And it was, the porch light is never off at my mom's house at night. And so I went up the stairs and rang the bell, and my dad came to the door, and I immediately asked, is mom home? Did you see her? And he said, just come inside. And I said, no, I don't want to come inside. I want to know, did you see my mom? Is she okay? Did you hear from her? And again, he said, just come inside. So I went inside and I looked in the living room, and my mom was sitting on the couch. When she saw me, she got up and gave me a big, long hug. I didn't even know if I can describe it in words, how relieved I was. There's just no words to describe it. No words. I went into a depression state, and I went home, and I did not leave my home. I was struggling with the fact that my coworkers passed away in such a tragic way, and they were all such good people. Dan Bergstein, he was the secretary of the agency. Very good guy, always smiling and laughing. Margaret, she was the kindest person in the world. Very caring and loving. She just automatically just took me under her wing, and I became like her daughter. She would always say, this is my work daughter. And I would say, this is my work mom. So less than a week later, I heard that Dan and Margaret passed away in the elevator. What happened was that when a plane hit the building, the flames came down into the elevator shaft. So anyone that were in elevators just did not make it out. So yeah, no one made it out of the elevators that day, but I did. And I'm just happy that I have the memory of Dan and Margaret smiling. That's the best memory I can keep with me.